Hey, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to the Leon Block. I'm your kinfolk with the info. I'm your guy, Jontel, back with some more. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm going to be real. There's so much going on in the world, and I'm trying to do my best to keep the info. I'm trying to do my best to keep the info on Revolution News Link, right? And give that to y'all, and then keep the opinion, viewpoints, experience on everything else. So everything else being all of our social media platforms, which you can follow us and subscribe and like to, which would be Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. We love feedback. We love new followers. We love talking with y'all, connecting with y'all. And you can follow, like, subscribe, and share to all of the platforms at the bottom of the screen. And also, if you support us, you want to help us keep growing, help us keep going, consider donating, which is also at the bottom of the screen as well. So, everybody has been talking about, well, I will say Hollywood has been, Hollywood and mainstream media have been trying to keep us blinded with the bullshit about Will Smith and the slap. Then we've got Ketanji Brown Jackson, Judge Jackson, also, and then we've got the war on Ukraine, right? What is going on behind the scenes? Well, I think, every time war happens, the world is forever changed. The landscape of the world, the trajectory of the world, the political landscape, and all of that always changes. Technological advancements are made, and when war happens, those technological advancements are showcased in war, right? So we're in a digital age now, and we've seen cyber wars already. We've talked about them and fantasized about them, and things from movies to comic books and TV shows, but we're living out the real thing now, and people are worried about World War III in Europe. And personally, I am more worried about a civil cyber war here in America, and a global one as well. And things have been brought on by the pandemic. Definitely was that point, right, that solidified a new era of life that we weren't used to, that we meaning ordinary people that go about their lives, not really questioning or thinking about things or the status quo or expecting things to change. No one was thinking about the possibility of things changing, and people that did talk about the possibility of things changing are always labeled kooks and quacks, and where we are now, and you've got people like QAnoners and the like spewing all kinds of other crazy outlandish shit. I find it important to take heed to the possibilities of things that seem very tangible and very real things. Like, for example, the the CIA, um, the agenda of villainizing black people, black and brown people, but especially black people, um, and quelling the movement of uniting all peoples and classes against this capitalist system, right? This system run by CEOs and corporations. I was watching something the other day talking about, the kings and queens really hold no, you know, uh, power today, but there are still kings and queens, and they're called CEOs. They're still here, and the power, the structure has not really changed much. It's just taken on new forms and kept up with the times of technology, automation, and uh, as people have grown, so has the system. So has its insidiousness and its how intricate and detailed it is as well. But I still feel things aren't things haven't changed that much, quite honestly. Um, Now that's my opinion. What say you? I want to air this clip. I found this one clip to be really. There's this guy, and I did post a link to the Facebook uh, page, which is the whole. I believe it's like an hour long piece, but he really gets into explaining why, and he breaks it down and he goes through history. And this brother is detailed and he is smart. He knows his shit, and I just want to find this clip. Is this it?
Madam President, yes.
No, that one's not
The
it.
war in Ukraine is one of the
So where is it? That's the fifth. Oh, maybe I didn't. Let me find it. I got y'all. So his name is Dr. Umar Johnson, and he's a phenomenal brother that breaks down a lot. Now, the broader point of what he's talking about, I will get to too, but
black folks would have popped it off again, and they couldn't afford to lose millions of dollars in property, genocide, access to wealth, or gentrification. Okay? None of these leaders have done that. Give me the leader who's doing that. I don't care about speech. I don't care about. Name me the leader who's tackling one of Black America's 5 major problems. You can't name one. You can't name one. So, the reason George the racist Bush nominated Clarence Thomas in October 1991, because on March the 3rd of 1991, because March the 3rd of 1991, Rodney King. March the 3rd of 1991, Rodney King was beat like a dog. On March the 3rd, 1991, Rodney King was beat like a dog in Los Angeles. And the brothers and sisters lost it, and they initiated the Los Angeles Rebellion, the most comprehensive Black social rebellion in LA since the most comprehensive social uprising in Los Angeles since the Watts riots. And so George Bush said, uh-oh. The U.S. Senate said, uh-oh. The police, these black folks in LA ain't scared of nobody. And as a result of that, they said we got to do what we did in 1967. We gave them Thurgood Marshall to deal with the riots of '67. Let's give them another Supreme Court justice to deal with the Rodney King riots. So they snuck Clarence Thomas in to try to help us calm down the Rodney King riots. You understand?
Yep.
And then they let O.J. Simpson off the murder case.
Talk about it.
Because they knew if O.J. would have went to jail,
shit would have popped
even though
up.
he's a house Negro who never did nothing for black people.
Talk about it.
But they know that black people loved O.J. So if they would have let O.J. Simpson go to jail for the murder of Nicole Brown Smith,
all hell would have broke
black
loose.
folks would have popped it off again.
That's right.
And they couldn't afford to lose millions of more dollars in property damage and overtime police costs to deal with a O.J. Simpson riot right after the Rodney riot. LA was just rebuilding during the O.J. Simpson trial, 94, 95. Was still rebuilding from Rodney King of 91 and 94. They said O.J. got to walk. We know he guilty, but O.J. got to walk. I don't know if he's guilty or not, but that's what they said. We know O.J. guilty, but O.J. got to walk, because if O.J. go to jail, guess what? All this already lost from the Rodney King riot, and all the money we had to put back in Los Angeles County because of the Rodney King riot, we about to lose even more. O.J. got to walk, or Los Angeles will burn again. Second time in 3 years. So they gave us Thurgood Marshall to deal with the Detroit, Newark, and the other 100 race riots in Black America.
Right.
Then they gave you Clarence Thomas to deal with Rodney King riots.
Right.
So why Ketanji Brown Jackson? Let me tell you why you Ketanji Brown Jackson. Let me tell you. Once again, a consolation prize to American Negroes.
Yep.
But why?
Why?
Because Joe Biden heavily touted the black vote.
He sure did.
He went after the black vote.
You ain't black if you don't vote for me.
Breakfast Club with Charlemagne to get the black vote.
Talk about it.
And told black people, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. This same president who's doing nothing for black people told black people, if you don't vote for me,
you ain't black.
And right, Black America is sitting back. Right now, Black America is sitting back.
Come on.
Watching Joe Biden.
Come on, brother.
Give $15 billion to the Afghans.
I don't give a fuck.
And watching America open up its borders to 100,000 racist Ukrainian immigrants.
Yep.
100,000 racist Ukrainian immigrants.
At least 75,000.
Free housing.
Yep.
They're going to get jobs. They're going to get medical care, and they're going to be fast tracked to be citizens.
And what do we get?
Black America is watching how Joe Biden let in tens of thousands of Afghan refugees last year.
Talk about it.
Tens of thousands of Afghan refugees last year. They got housing, they got medical, they're getting schooling, they're gentrifying the black community.
Yep.
They're getting rights and resources black people don't get. Afghanis and Ukrainians, not even citizens of the country, and they're getting rights and resources that black people don't get. Black people are watching this. Black people are watching how that the rainbow community.
Oh, talk about it.
The rainbow community is getting all kind of laws, executive orders by the president, laws from the Congress. Black people get nothing.
Yep.
We watching the anti-Asian bill. We watching the Native American bill. We watching the Hispanic Prosperity Initiative. We watching everybody get their needs taken care of.
What else?
Except Americans in Africa. And the Democrats are saying. The Democrats are saying, Democrats, you know we have always taken the Negro vote for granted. We have always taken the Negro vote for granted. Fellow Democrats, we have 50 million Negroes on our plantation. We have 50 million Negroes on the Democratic Party plantation. But if we keep on doing this, if we keep on blatantly ignoring black folks in deference for illegal immigrants and rainbows and every other group. When black people built this country, they're not going to go vote for the Republicans. They're going to stay home and not vote at all. Now, right now, the U.S. Senate is 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans. Right now, the U.S. Senate is 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans. Judge Ketanji Brown is going to likely get confirmed because they only need the 50 Democrats to vote for her in order for her to get confirmed.
Right.
They only need the 50 Democrat senators to vote for the confirmation of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson for her to get in. So she's likely to get in. The only way she's not going to get in is if one of those Democrats changes their mind. But the point that I'm making, it's a very delicate balance. The elections are coming up in November. The elections are coming up.
You know they want them Democratic votes. You know they want the black vote.
Are coming up in November.
Yep.
And the Democrats are scared.
Yep.
They're scared that black people are not going to go out and vote in November.
We better
and
not.
If black people don't go out and vote for the Democratic senators in November, the Republicans are going to take over the Senate. And the Republicans might take over the House of Representatives. So we got to give these Negroes another token. We gave them Kamala Harris, but folks ain't too sold on her because she was a part-time East Indian and a part-time American African.
Talk about it.
We gave them Kamala Harris. We thought that would be enough. She went to Howard University. She's an AKA. Shout out to my AKAs. I love y'all out there. Shout out to all the Black Greek fraternities and sororities. Y'all need to do more for the community, though.
Talk about
No disrespect to the Divine Nine. I love y'all. I support y'all, but y'all not doing enough for the people. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I don't care who don't like it. We gave black people Kamala Harris. We gave black people Kamala Harris. But because they found out she was a part-time East Indian and a part-time American African, it wasn't enough.
Hell
they had
no.
enough of that with Barack Obama.
They took the words out of my mouth.
Part-time African stuff.
Talk
with
about
Barack
it.
Obama. So the Democrats said, let's give them a black Supreme Court female so we can satisfy the radical black feminists. We can satisfy all the bougie Negroes who think black faces and
But ain't she with a white man?
Something.
Just saying.
And if we give them a black, chocolate, beautiful, melanated, natural-haired black
We'll shut the fuck up.
in the U.S. Supreme Court, they'll come out and vote for us.
Yep. Yep.
And here's what I'm going to say. You're absolutely right, Democrats. That might just get the job done. But the Bishop Turner National Independent Black Political Movement, we intend to make some noise in the November midterms. We are gearing up to run some of our own candidates in the November midterms. Brothers and sisters, if you want to help or run to be a U.S. congressman or a U.S. congresswoman, black men, black women, if you want to run to be a U.S. congressman or a U.S. congresswoman, as a representative from your U.S. congressional district, you can email btnibpm@yahoo.com. btnibpm@yahoo.com. Games is over, we getting serious. Games is over, we getting serious. Games are over, it's time to get serious. We intend to be heard in November. We intend to make noise just before we go to South Carolina. If nothing else, we get now. Let me.
Yo, he goes on for a whole hour. But I shared the stream for y'all on the comments, so you can check that out. We'll be right back. Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. How did y'all like that little tidbit from my homie? That's Dr. Umar Johnson. Definitely subscribe to his channel on YouTube. Oh, and while you're at it, subscribe to our channel on YouTube as well, the Leon Block channel. And then also check out the rest of our pages. We have Leon Block Independent Media on Facebook, Twitter, we're Leon Block 1, Instagram, we're the Leon Block _official. And make sure, if you can, while you're at it, donate to us. Every little bit helps us grow. Now, on our Facebook page, we constantly are sharing all kinds of stuff. And we have tons of contributors that are always posting different viewpoints, but always following the same trajectory. So you definitely want to check that out. We do have some episodes coming up for you. Speaking of tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I myself, Jontel, will be interviewed by Deja Myers. It's called Behind the Leon Block, and I'll be talking about the origin of the Leon Block. I'm talking about my role in activism and how it led to, my starting the Leon Block, and my self-care and mental health, and so much more. Definitely looking forward to that interview. There's another interview I have coming up that I'll be interviewed by another contributor to the Leon Block as well, Ben Oakes, who is a phenomenal producer and friend to the Leon Block. So stay tuned for information on that. And then we have a special interview coming up. I will be conducting a 3-person interview with 3 members of the organization Put People First PA, Poor People's Campaign. It was started originally by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Right before he passed away, he was seeking to unite all walks of life, all classes of people, to really take on this system and abolish it once and for all. And then, of course, he was assassinated shortly thereafter. But the organization, in many forms, stayed alive, and it has been resurging the past decade or so. And so they really are going to speak the truth to that, and also some actions that we here on the Leon Block have covered for them. We will dig into that and speak to things that are happening in their local area. So you do not want to miss that. We will keep you posted on more information as time goes on. Again, if you have not heard or checked out, we did another episode for Revolution News Link tonight, which touched on the Department of Education extending the student loan pause through August 31st of this year. We talked about the Amazon Labor Union and Christopher Smalls and Derek Palmer from Staten Island, New York, JFK 8 warehouse facility, in Staten Island, New York. Those 2 individuals reside in New Jersey, and they've been traveling the whole country over the past year, organizing and rallying people together. The Bessemer, Alabama warehouse, and Starbucks location in Chelsea, Manhattan, has decided to go ahead and follow suit with the same things that Christopher Smalls and Amazon Labor Union have been doing as well. So this is great news. And speaking of a smaller scenario, there was an action that we covered earlier today from Central Pennsylvania concerning a labor union. A friend and contributor to the Leon Block also shared. So definitely come and onto the Leon Block Independent Media Facebook page and check that out. Check out all the good stuff we have. Tons of videos covering a wide variety of topics, ranging from wellness and health to world news concerning war, anything from gentrification to housing and protesting and advocating for human rights. We cover it all. We just did a restream of a no war with Russia rally 2 days ago. Go on and check that out. And we also did what was called Black Woman Fetish by Natalie Doman, a phenomenal interview by a phenomenal woman, and gave her insight on the fetishization of Black people in general. That was a really enlightening and powerful interview. And We look forward to having more interviews with her coming up. We have something in the works, so we can't wait to share more information on that with you. And also, we did an interview with a woman from Charlotte, North Carolina called Paris Lauren, and that was called Trauma of a Black Woman. You definitely want to look into Triumph of a Black Woman. You definitely want to look into that one. The interview was phenomenal. So we have tons of things we are working on, tons of things we are doing and dabbling in. You definitely don't want to miss anything, for real.
Don't talk to us about looting. Y'all are the looters. America has looted black people. America looted the Native Americans when. Prayed and I'm like, God, no matter what it is, give me. They don't want us to succeed.
Black Lives Matter all day, every day.
All day, every day.
Yo, we love all of our viewers, every last one of y'all. It means so much. It really does. If you have stories that need to be exposed or events that need shared, please feel free to email us at theleonblock@gmail.com. You can also text us 484-909-0873. We do respond. And you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. We love to connect and network. We really do. It means a lot. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. It's always a pleasure. Make sure you meditate on your path, celebrate your being, liberate your spirit, and educate yourself. I'm Jontel. Have a great evening.